our visitor center. Charleston, South Carolina has one. If you look on eBay, Amazon, or the black market, you may find the other two because they've been lost in time in these states. Now, during the 1700s, if you want to know how much money a person has, the only thing you had to do was look on the outside of their house. The more iron, the more money. So if we look on the right-hand side, we know the people that own the Barrel House was filthy rich. Just look at all this iron. They have the presidents and statesmen in front. It has presidents, statesmen, and poets on it. Mr. Thomas Chichi is behind this car right here. And then these other two medallions are President Abraham Lincoln and President George Washington. Now, we know the people on the right-hand side, we know they had some money, but we also know that they did not have as much money as the people that own the Barrel House. But she has a beautiful garden over here on her right-hand side. Now, we pay attention to the left-hand side. I promised everybody aboard my trolley. The 9-foot bronze statue facing south is not Captain Morgan with his leg down. But this is James Edward Oglethorpe, and he is our settler. And the same man that did the Lincoln Monument built out Mr. Oglethorpe. And Mr. Oglethorpe is facing south because he's looking for our enemies at the time, which would have been the Spaniards extravagant parties that led over to the green. Until one day when Mrs. Matilda went to look for her servant Molly to help with some floral arrangements, well, she found Molly and Francis back in that carriage house. Now, some say it was consensual, some say it wasn't. I wasn't there, so I don't know. But I do know this much. Wherever she saw me and her so distraught, she came home and nosedived off the third floor balcony window into the courtyard and killed herself. On the right is the Green Milgram House. This was where General Sherman headquarters was. Inside that home, he wrote a telegram to President Abraham Lincoln, offering him 25,000 bales of cotton, 150 large guns plus ammunition in our beautiful city of Savannah as a Christmas present. That was Sherman's way of letting President Abraham Lincoln know the march to the sea was completed and they reached their destination. We have Madison Square on the left. That's Sergeant William Jasper Enos Square. He got killed October 9, 1779, the siege of Savannah. Now, the siege of Savannah was fought during the Revolutionary War. That was one of the bloodiest hours of that war that was fought, and it was fought right here in Savannah, Georgia. For a matter of fact, that war was fought on the same streets that we're riding over now. We had the Spring Hill Redoubt that day in Madison Square. That war was fought in that square, the square we're going into, and everything all the way back to stop number 1 where we left from. We had trenches dug in the streets to help the soldiers fight the war. At the end of the war, the British generals told our troops they had 4 hours to clean this mess up. So our troops put everybody in a trench. If you were still living and we thought you was not going to make it past your injuries, we put you in the trench with the dead people. We put some dirt on top of you. And look how beautiful and green the grass is in our squares today. Now, I do turn that into a joke because I feel like laughter is the best medicine. But what I'm telling y'all is the truth. The 1,200 plus soldiers that got killed during the Revolutionary War, from the spot where we are at now, all the way to stop 1, is a burial ground for those soldiers. Count Cashmere Pulaski is one of them. He was known as the father of the cavalry. He was a friend of Benjamin Franklin. He came from Poland to Savannah to have a better life. He got killed during that war as well, not too far from where his monument is today. Him and Sergeant Jasper Williams are still buried up under the streets of Savannah. On our right is the Mercer Williams home. This home was made famous in the book and the movie A Midnight in the Garden of Good and Evil. In this window up under the chandelier is where Jim Williams killed his friend Mr. Danny. Now, Jim said it was self-defense. The street says otherwise. Jim went to and it took 2 years to build a house. 1917, 1919. For his 100th birthday, it got restored back to the original home it was in 1919. This house has over 23,000 square feet of space. It's an Italianate revival style home. The fence is a replica of Buckingham Palace. The bricks are covered with marble dust. This used to be Armstrong Junior College. Today it's owned by a former college student or college alumni of Armstrong Junior College, a man named Richard C. Kessler, who is from Savannah. He is a hotelier, and he has a collection of hotels called the Kessler Collection. I want to show you one of his properties very soon. Now, directly in front of us, we have the fountain at Forsyth Park. This fountain cost the city $2,200. They got it from our mail order magazine, and it was blue, orange, and purple when we first received it. In 1935, somebody painted it all white, and now it's the most photographed fountain we have in our area. This is Gaston Street. This is the southern boundary to our historic district today. Now, Mr. Kessler has a 5-car garage. Each garage has beautiful artwork and chandeliers. You can see the beautiful monuments. We have the Italian garden back here. Oh, in Museum Town. That dolphin monument is really a fountain. He restored the carriage house. He have outdoor shower for the pool house right here as well. He built all the way in Canada. They were Canadian sandstone. So a Yankee would not touch him. They had him shipped from Canada to Savannah, so he would not touch no U.S. northern soil. But when those ladies later found out, they wasted time and money. So the man that built the monument, yes, he was a resident of Canada, but he really was a native of New York City. So then they moved for a Yankee for the monument. We got that church was built in honor of Charles and John Wesley. Charles was a songwriter, John was a preacher. Charles wrote over 10,000 hymns, including Hearts That Ain't the Same. This is route number 5, our Manhattan. They were handmade by the slaves off the Hermitage Plantation. You still can see some of the slave fingerprints in those bricks. They are worth more than $5 per burial ground. Whitfield Square was named after George Whitfield. He started the Bethesda Orphanage, which is now the Bethesda Boys Home, which is the oldest child care institution still running in the U.S. today. Mr. Burt Reynolds gave us this gazebo when he got through filming his movie Gator here in 76. Now, if y'all did not hear about the movie, it is perfectly fine because the movie was a flop anyway. Now, as we come around, you will see our seniors on the right. Our seniors live next door to at the Rose of Sharon. Now, this used to be an amputee hospital at one time. We are now coming into True Square. True Square was named after George McIntosh. Mr. True was a career politician. Inside of True Square, we have the controversial Armory Fair. It has 12 bronze zodiac signs on it, and it's held up by 6 sea turtles. The fair is also a sundial as well. Then we have Maya's Fountain. As I pass by Maya's Fountain on the left, note where the bowls are on the fountain, because it's aka the Canine Fountain. We have our annual Blessing of the Animals every October inside of Square. If you are a vegetarian or like to eat healthy or a vegan, we have a plant-based cafe because we respect our animals so much. We put a plant-based cafe right next to the Animal Square. On the left is the Unitarian Universalist Church. James Pierpoint moved to Savannah in 1850, celebrating his 170th birthday. Before Andrew put his house there, that was a jailhouse. The relics from the jailhouse is up underneath the carriage house. The carriage house was where Juliet founded the Girl Scouts in 1912. She died in that house in 1927. It's the house we see over on the left-hand side. That house is worth $300 million, got $20 million worth of antiques in it. Y'all ain't got to remember none of that. The only thing y'all need to remember about that house is you can buy Girl Scout cookies in the carriage house all year long. And then the volunteer firefighters when it was a fire. At that time, they were African American. When firefighting became popular, they excluded the African Americans. In 1963, they hired Savannah hired its first African Americans to reintegrate their department. On the right, this is the home to General Lackner McIntosh, made of 17th and 18th century. If you look at the church, look back at the Jefferson Center, the bricks match in design. Now, look back over to your right. See, the federal government just did not listen. So, we call her the bathroom tile building. She got a facelift last year, but she is still ugly as ever. On our left, this is Telfair Square. This is one of our first 4 original squares in Savannah. This was named after the Telfair family. If you look up on your right, you'll see 2 eyes on the post office wall. Because everywhere you go in Savannah, you are being watched. You are in the most haunted city in the U.S. and one of the most haunted in the world. never got to enjoy his plantation because he decided to go horseback riding in the South without a hat on, and he died from a heat stroke. But he left his wife with 4 small kids. She did not want those kids to be uneducated, so she hired a Yale graduate by the name of Eli Whitney to tutor her kids. And Mr. Whitney is in contributor and then the cottage inn, and he did that on Mrs. Green's property. If you look on your left-hand side, you will see our very first sundial of the Savannah. On our left-hand side, this has no historical value at all in Savannah, but Jim's and Friends is my favorite martini bar. She got 300 martinis and 200 beers. Across the street from the jailhouse, you will see the courthouse. Now, as I make this right turn, if you look on your left, you're going to see the second green awning with the red and white checkered cloth, tablecloth. That's Bella Napoleon. That is like my favorite Italian restaurant. They have the most authentic Italian food inside of that restaurant. Right here on our left, we got the little soda shop. Now, the little soda shop, they have something called a hot dog in the cup, y'all. That's where they take the whole hot dog, the bun, all the ingredients that go along with the hot dog, and they put it in a cup. So if you are a messy eater like me, you can walk downtown, eat your hot dog, and not mess up your pretty white shirt. If you look to your right, you'll see Debbie's restaurant. Debbie's was made famous in the Forrest Gump movie. That's where Miss Jimmy worked at. This is our federal courthouse right here on the right-hand side. Now, as we come around the square, we will see a boulder. That boulder is in honor of Mr. Tomachichi. It was an Indian mound in the middle of Wright Square. They tore that mound down to put up Mr. Gordon Monument. The Colonial Day Society of Georgia went to the Stone Mountain Boulder Company and purchased this boulder on the left. Now, the boulder company said that they would have given them this boulder for free, but they insisted on paying for it. So they paid a whole dollar bill for that boulder. The legend has that if you come out here at night, run around that boulder 12 times and say Chief Tomachichi name, you will appear from the dead. Well, the people that do that, they just believe in Jim's and Friends or either West Willis. Now, we have 4 flags flying in front of us. Those along the square, but we saw him in Chippewa Square. We just got through talking about Nathaniel Green in Robert Johnson Square, but we're on our way to Green Square. Now, if we look on the right, we see the house with the green shutters. This is the old Thomas house. This house had plumbing 15 years before the White House. It was architecturally designed by Mr. William J. The same man did the Terrifier Mansion. The dual staircases, the men walk up one side, women the other side. The walls are 23-inch thick, keeps the house cool in the summer, warm in the winter. The slave quarters are still intact. They're paint blue, the largest in the nation. The slaves felt like this color blue warded off evil spirits. They used the indigo plant, buttermilk, and lime to make this paint good. Are made out of plastic. These are the real ones that made out of iron, and they date back to the early 1800s. Now, this home was the first home that was preserved in our restoration project as well. In 1955, they was going to tear it down and turn it into a parking lot. 7 ladies got together, came up with $23,000 in 48 hours, and then I used a GoFundMe account, and that started our restoration program. Now, take a good look at the Keogh house. Everything y'all see around this house that y'all assume was done with wood was done with iron. Mr. Keogh was an iron foundry person. His motto is, if you can build it with wood, you can do it with iron. Your neighbors purchased that home for $90,000. But you just got through visiting and you helped them. Them 7 ladies said, Joe, you out your mind. So Joe sold the house for $225,000. The people that bought the house from Joe sold it the next year for $1.2 million. And we look on our right, we have the Wells Military Museum. December 21st, 1864, General Sherman stood over there by with a man saying that, and he read Field Order 15, which was emancipation of slaves. 100 years later, Dr. Martin Luther King came to the church and gave us the I Have a Dream sermon. Now, if y'all look to y'all left, you're going to see that little small green house. That home was built in 1845, y'all. Somebody just paid $2 million for their house. Location, location, location. Now, we did have the prohibition of no slaves here. Even though Arkansas was a slave owner in South Carolina. The only reason why there was no slaves here was because, was supposed to be no slaves here, was basically military. The consignment shop, if you're going to take the Ghost and Grave Zone tour, or the Ghost Town trolley tour, you and me are both of those trolleys down here at stop number 10. This is our Savannah River. Our river is 400 feet wide, 45 feet deep. It's a natural barrier between South Carolina and Georgia.
Oh, no, that feels great, Mom.
What?
The water.
Now the legend said when she got here, she found herself a man. That man said he was going out to sea, make them some money, and come back and get her. She said she was going to stand right there, wave an apron in the daytime, a lantern at night, so he come back. And as we all can see on my trolley, she's still out there waving. She's tavern down in the basement as well, and they also have a bar. This is stop number 11. This is our parish house.